Hey, what's up, people? How are you all doing today? Today, we're going to be doing some art prompts for your sketchbook. And if you would like to learn how to turn your artistic weakness into your strength, check out artprof.org, where we have lots of free resources, tutorials, critiques, and all that good stuff. So let's see, what is the first sketchbook prompt we're going to be doing?
The first sketchbook prompt we're going to do is to create two characters, one based on your worst trait and one based on your best trait. So we're going to start by writing a list of our best and worst traits. And this is actually, correct me if I'm wrong, the July art dare. So super exciting if you want to get started on that art dare right off the bat and make something for us. So let's see, best trait. Oops.
All right, I know one, my bad ones. Overthink everything.
That was literally gonna be mine. I also overthink everything. Also, let us know in the comments if you have thoughts on what Jordan or my best and worst traits would be, because it'd be interesting to get insights from our community. But yeah, I'm also a very anxious person. So I'm gonna put that down. I'm very anxious over.
I'm putting sassy down because apparently in the 100 days, everyone said I was sassy, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just going to assume it's a bad thing.
I liked it. I think that I'm a patient person.
Jessica says Jordan seems chill. You know what? I have been described as chill. Okay, so I'll put that chill.
It's funny that we both started off with our worst traits. Like immediately we were like, yep, I know what my worst trait is. And now I'm like, what are good traits about me?
It's a very vulnerable place to be to think all this stuff out.
I know, we're getting very deep.
Let's see. I need to see. I feel like I need names to like or.
He's very funny. That's true. I do think that I have a good sense of humor. I'll do that.
Oh, someone said artistic. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal artistic.
Artistic. Oh, hardworking is good. I think I'm a good hustler. I think like I can like hustle. Patient, humor, artistic. Ripple says you could both say that you're both very attractive people, both inside and out. Thank you.
All right, you know what?
My best trait is that I'm hot.
Why don't you tell them about your current situation with the heat?
It is, yeah. It is. There's a heat wave in New York City, so I'm sweating profusely. So I am technically very hot. Jordan is dedicated. Jordan is thoughtful. Yeah, I think you are very thoughtful.
I appreciate that. You know what? Yeah, you know, I'm gonna remove this last one, just put thoughtful because it sounds a little too vain. Put that there. All right.
I'm good at multitasking. I know that. Multitasking. Both of you are very low key. Oh, Lisa is saying that your best trait and your worst trait can be the same. That's very true.
That's where sassy comes in for me. I think that's where that is.
Griffin is saying humble. Yeah, I think sassy is like a good good thing.
I'm a procrastinator. I know that.
Neftali says Deepti is detail driven. Jordan is confident. I would say that I am detail driven. As an animator, you kind of have to be.
Jordan is also terribly adorable.
True. I think a good trait about me is that I take risks. I think I'm like open to experimenting. Blue says sassy is a strength. I agree. I think being sassy is good. Okay, what are some more bad traits of mine?
Well, I've already got 4 on here, so I'm ready to draw, so I'm just going to leave it. But
well, I'm just going to pick one of each. So I think I'm going to do Overthinker.
What's a one-word way to say the opposite of impulsive? Like, I like tend to wait too long for certain stuff. It's not patience, but like, what's the word?
Like procrastinate. Like you wait until the last minute to make decisions. Is that what you're trying to say?
Not even that. Like, how do I put this? Like, I will. You know what? Never mind. I think it might just be good information.
Indecisive.
Yes, indecisive. There we go. That's the word. Thank you. All right. So we got best and worst traits. Let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best trait is my sense of humor, and my worst trait is being an overthinker.
Oh, okay. Well, you just did that, so I'm gonna change it.
I mean, you could do overthinker too. We could see how 2 different overthinkers characters could look.
Oh, all right. Well, okay. Well, what do you guys think? I'll let the audience decide if I should do it. Deepti's already got, but do you guys want me to do that as well? I'll put hard work. That's trait.
Okay. I'm starting with sense of humor. So the key for this is to like basically personify a trait into a character, quote unquote. So I'm gonna write, okay, for sense of humor. Sense of humor. What do I think of? I think of laughing. Joy. Think of a big mouth. I think I'm going to start with sense of humor as a launching off point and just run with it. Okay. Let us know in the comments if you're drawing along what your traits are and how you're approaching this. 7 Angelic is saying, how much can they overthink their overthinking? Literally.
All the time. All the time. The worst is when I realize I'm overthinking and I'm trying to learn how to stop. That always happens to me. I did that yesterday. It was brutal.
I mean, it's hard. Even if you realize you're doing it, it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
Sometimes that just makes me even more anxious. I'm like so self-aware all of a sudden. Oh, that's something. I feel like I'm quite self-aware, and that's a good and very bad thing.
What am I going to do for this? I'm just drawing stuff. Maybe if I give this guy like a trillion jobs, like he's a chef and a tool belt and this and that, maybe that'll help. What's in the tool belt? I need to know all this stuff that's in
there. Like a screwdriver.
Yeah, I'm totally Googling this right now. Let's see. I don't own one, and so yeah.
We had a question from Ripple of Aqua saying, I'm debating if these characteristics should be people personified or more creature-like. I would say it depends on just what you kind of are imagining. I tend to steer towards like weird monster-y looking things, which I'm clearly already doing. But I don't think it really has to matter. I think it just kind of has to embody that trait and that trait in you in whatever way you see that.
Yeah, I just default to drawing a human all the time. So yeah, the chef's hat. Give him some sort of.
Blue is saying, why is Jordan drawing a big belly? He's very athletic looking. Well, I think that brings to the point of like, do self-portraits have to look like you? What do you think, Jordan? Or yeah.
I saw it was draw a character based on it. I didn't realize it was draw yourself.
Right.
So,
but I think even though they are traits that are ourselves, I think in general, I would say a self-portrait doesn't actually have to look anything like you.
Yeah. And also, I'm just trying to figure out shapes right now too. I'm just thinking about what I even want this thing to be like. So I'm not super focused on little details. Like I'm probably going to draw over the sketch and everything. That is a good point. The body type and everything.
Yeah, same. I think this is more of like an underpainting or like a sketch for me, and I will probably develop it more. But now I'm just trying to think it through and get loose too. I think that's an important part of the first drawing is like to just. I haven't drawn all day, so.
Claire saying, yes, these are not self-portraits. They are personifications of your best and worst traits. Okay, so I'm not too far off.
Mm-hmm. Slepnir is saying, I think that a bad trait is that I'm too serious, but I enjoy the humor but cannot capture it in my art. Interesting. I would be excited to see how you represent that through this challenge, or if you plan on doing that.
Usually when I just think of serious, I just think of a serious frown like you would see on Batman or something. Like that's the first thing I think of.
Why so serious?
You know what? I'm gonna give her this. I'm gonna give him a construction hat.
Anthony is asking, how do you deal with praise/criticism?
Praise and criticism. I guess it depends on the context for me. I tend to kind of feel concerned when it's only praise and there's nothing that anyone sees that I can fix because it doesn't really help you. You know, if everyone just says, "Oh, it's great. Oh, it's great. Oh, it's great," and you're trying to grow, then that can become challenging. So first off, I would try and get feedback from people who have a really strong eye for it, and or for your work. And then when you do get praise, don't let it all go to your head. Try and remain humble in those scenarios.
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize that everything is subjective, and whoever's giving you praise or criticism, that's their opinion. I think for me, it really depends on who's giving me the praise and who's giving me the criticism that changes how I receive it. But yeah, at the end of the day, your work is your work. And I think, remember that, and remember that your gut instinct and what you care about your work being is the most important thing. But if you start noticing patterns, I think, like for criticism especially, I think if you start noticing that multiple people are saying the same thing, definitely start paying attention to that because there's probably some truth behind it.
Yeah. I don't even know what this guy is. He's like a wilderness explorer construction worker or something. I'm not sure what this guy does.
Do you ever have those days where you just feel so like stiff with drawing? I'm having that today where I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Most of the streams I do, I feel stiff, actually, believe it or not.
Really? Yeah, some streams though I'm feeling a little bit more like open to exploring, and today I'm just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, because a lot of it, is just getting over the pressure of drawing and knowing other people are watching. Because when I'm by myself, like, before the stream, I was drawing on my own, and I was like, oh, that doesn't look good, and I was just kind of going along with it. But when others are watching and there's, a set system to a stream, it gets a little scary sometimes. Anna Wider says, I have the voice that tells me I fail at everything all the time. It sucks. I call him Filbert. It's a great name. To be honest with you guys, that's kind of been the week I've been having, where I've just been like, yeah, this isn't good. And learning how to fight is a challenge even for me. And I've been doing this for a while. So those things are normal. And I'm glad you can find some humor in it by calling your negative thoughts Filbert. I actually think that's hilarious. Perfect name.
Yeah, I actually think I have a good idea sometimes too. Maybe not, but I don't know. My gut reaction was like, oh, maybe it's nice to name that little voice in your head that makes you upset, because like then maybe you can deal with it in a way where you're like, stop it, Filbert. Have a sit down conversation with Filbert. I don't know.
Sure. Rachel VT Studio says, I see Deepti is using Procreate, but what program is Jordan using? I'm on Photoshop right now. It's just that the screen's a little cropped, so you can't tell and see all the little toolbars and stuff. But yeah, I'm on my 24-inch Cintiq, Wacom Cintiq, and yeah, Deepti's using Procreate.
Jordan, since you're kind of like the Procreate king, and you're using Photoshop now, what are the main differences? Because I'm obviously kind of a noob at Procreate, but I've been using it a lot more since we've started streaming, and I find it really great. But what differences do you find, or like similarities or pros and cons between Photoshop and Procreate?
So I guess it really starts with understanding what Photoshop started as, and the name Photoshop gives the biggest hint. It's a photo editing software. But what happened was people started using it as an art program, and they started drawing and painting in it. So a lot of the functions here are really meant for photos, and so there's lots of different filters, and there's different types of brushes and different settings that aren't available in Procreate, because Procreate is specifically a drawing and painting application, and so it has more options for that specifically in Procreate. Like one example is there's a perspective tool in Procreate that's just automatic, but you don't get that in Photoshop, which is very frustrating, admittedly. So that's one key difference there.
Yeah, I found that Photoshop is easier for me to animate in because it just has different animation tools that I think I'm honestly just more used to. But I also think, I'm not sure, but I believe that Procreate has like a limit on how many frames you can animate for. It's like maybe 120 or something like that. Like the program just can't handle more than that. So it's a pretty quick animation, because if you're doing 120 frames at 12 frames per second, that's like a 10-second animation, which is quite short. But Photoshop you could do much longer.
Yeah, the thing with Photoshop is that since it's a desktop software, you can run it as long as your computer's set up. But Procreate is limited to what the iPad can do, so there are going to be those limitations as well. Our prof says, I feel like Photoshop is harder because there are more options than Procreate. That can be the case. I think Procreate's a lot easier to pick up if you're just wanting to draw. But I think it's good to know both personally, because Photoshop is industry standard if you're talking about wanting to do as a career. Some people use Procreate, but Photoshop is a definite must to know how to use it.
Yeah, there definitely is like kind of a a monopoly that Adobe products have in the industry. So definitely knowing how to use them is good. Just a huge shout out. Thank you to RV Dick who gave us the super sticker. You're awesome.
Thank you.
I just noticed your shirt, Jordan. It says, does it just say nah on it?
Everyone loves this shirt. This is like, you're like the 4th or 5th person to say something that today.
It's funny. I feel like it's very you.
Yeah.
Like I've heard you say that before. I hear it in your voice.
When I was in Maryland last week, I found so many shirts that are just me. I found like Cartoon Network stuff from the 90s, and I found an Avatar shirt and one with a Reptar.
Where were you, like thrifting?
Huh?
Were you thrifting, or like where'd you find all this?
Well, I went to New York for a wedding. I was with my mom, and we were at the store shopping for a gift, and I went to the clothing section, and I was like, "Oh, this shirt is dope!" And I got like 6 shirts, so you might see those pop up on the stream because they're now my favorites.
Oh, okay.
C Cantrell says, "How do these programs compare to using Illustrator?" Do you want to answer that one, Deepti, or should I?
Yeah, Illustrator is kind of its own beast in and of itself. Illustrator is vector based, which means that it's like I don't even know how to begin explaining vectors right now, but it's like basically with vectors you can size things up and down and it doesn't get pixelated, whereas with Photoshop you work with a canvas size, and if you zoom in you'll start seeing pixels. There's a artist, Marley Gallardo, who a few of us went to school with, and is this really amazing Illustrator-based artist, and she's like part of the Art Prof fam too. And it just Illustrator has a very graphic, in my opinion, what I've seen. Jordan, you can chime in too, but it has a very graphic kind of quality to it. It feels very like editorial in a lot of ways, and it's just kind of its own program, and a lot of times people jump between the two, but I think it's used a lot more for like graphic design and editorial work, and if you want kind of a more graphic quality to your work. Photoshop, I think, has a little bit more of a traditional aesthetic that you can achieve with like its brushes, and same goes for Procreate, where you can mock kind of a watercolor texture or pencil texture. But yeah, Jordan, do you have anything to add to that?
And that was actually that was a great summary. I guess what people use it for, like Deepti says, graphic design. So like logos, brochures, things like that need very specific things. But with Photoshop, it's just draw, paint, photo edit, stuff like that. But it's not like if you want to just sketch or something, then I would not use Illustrator. I think you would find that more frustrating, if anything. Yeah, but they're both programs. Some gloves here.
Michael is asking, do you look forward to streams being almost the end of your day? Personally, I wonder if I would have more brain function if the streams are earlier in the day, because I generally work all day and then do these streams. So sometimes I'm a little head empty, like tonight, but it is a nice way to just feel like you're like ending the day hanging out with people and like getting some work in. Like earlier, Jordan and I were talking, it'd be really cool to do some draw-alongs where we just work on personal work too and get to talk about like what personal work we've been wanting to do, and then get to talk to you guys about our personal work, and also just have the time to accomplish that. Like that would be kind of fun. I don't know if you guys think that would be fun, but I think that would be kind of cool. Do you look forward to the stream? Well, you're in California now, right? Are you in California?
Yeah, I'm in California, and so it doesn't affect me the same way it does you. But no, I do look forward to it. Because for me, it often gives me a mental break from whatever nonsense I've been dealing with in the day. Sometimes I have bad phone calls or something stressing me out or whatever, and it's nice to just be like, oh yeah, now I can draw with people who like art, and we get to chat and be silly and all that stuff. So I like it.
Rachel is saying, draw alongs of personal work. Yes, please. Woohoo. I think that would be super fun too. I want to know what you're working on, Jordan, and talk with you through your process. And I know I have so many personal projects I want to do, and I like just never have the time or the patience, and a draw along would be the perfect place to like hold myself accountable.
Yeah, I would love to see everybody's stuff, because so we have our own like staff Slack channel, and every once in a while one of us will post our work in there and get critique or something. But it's very rare we get to see everybody's stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like Laura, Alex's stuff, and your stuff as well. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. I would look forward to actually just seeing me do something. There's so many projects where I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want to try this.
Well, what's something that you really want to do?
Well, I really want to find a way to also teach this on Art Prof, but I want to do it myself because I've never done it. But it's my friend gave me a record player, like a turntable the other day. And I don't have speakers to set it up. But then there's a type of animation that's like very old. It's probably one of the first kind of animations called a phonetoscope. And it's like a circle that you kind of just spin. And sometimes you look through a slit. That's like a zoetrope. But yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like PHE phonetoscope or something like that. But you can make them and put them on a record player. And then when it spins, I'm not entirely sure if you have to like strobe light it or like have some sort of, image break, or if it spins fast enough that it makes it just look like it's moving. But basically you can use a record player and a record to create an animation. And I really wanted to do that. And I have this record player. It's sitting right here next to me, actually. And I really want to do that. I also wanted to just create like a big animation on one. You know how I've done those ones where I draw every frame on one piece of paper? I like taught that, I think, during a tutorial maybe. But I want to do like a big painting where I use that technique and then have like a big painting I can hang up, but it's like an animated thing. Just a lot of things where I'm just like, I want to just do some personal work where, no client feedback, doesn't really matter what the outcome is, just to like flex that muscle because it's been a while.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, we got to get those going. Sarah,
what are you working on right now?
Actually, I'm working on updating my portfolio with some character designs that are not related to Shadowboxers. So I was looking through my old work from grad school, and I was like, I think I can update these. So actually, if you guys don't mind, I can pull it up really quickly. So I wanted to update this one I did like 2 years ago on the left, and have a similar pose, slightly different clothing. Try that out.
Cool.
And then I just updated these. I think I deleted the layers from what they were based on, but I just did these since last night. So yeah. So yeah, that's why
you're such a talented character designer. Oh, Prof is saying time to sketch the second character. Shoot, I didn't even finish my. Okay, fine. All right. Well, I'll just let the underpainting live. So this is sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what that ended up turning into. What was my second trait?
The second trait.
Overthinker. Okay. Overthinking. So overthinking, I feel like big brain, anxious.
I'm just gonna go with anxious for myself because yeah, I'm starting to feel it. So I could probably relate now.
Yeah, it's kind of same. I'm like overthinking all these drawings. Big brain.
Let's see, what do I want to do with this guy? I just realized, you ever watch Codename Kids Next Door?
Yeah. Oh my God. That's funny.
didn't even think about it. He looks like number one, but number one's too cool to be freaked out. So okay, you know what? We're gonna move this over. Can you both write what the trait is near your drawing? Oh, okay. Ink.
Oh, okay, yes. Overthinker.
I'm just gonna have fun with this one. I'm just gonna cartoonize the body like that's some big old shoes. Oh, there we go. He doesn't look like number one now. We just got to give him hair. That's all.
Oh, I love yours. It's so like energetic already.
I think it's the anxiousness coming out.
Biting his nails?
Yeah, he's gonna be biting his nails. Actually, there's some of the nails coming out. It's probably really disgusting, but there we go. Overthinker. Oh, he's got a big old head. Is that what it is?
Mine, yeah. He's just overthinking all the time. So
There was a Family Guy episode, like from like the first or second season, where the family all got superpowers, and Stewie was really smart, and his brain just grew like 4 times the size of his normal head. It was awesome.
it's like kind of like Mojo Jojo in the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yes, Mojo Jojo. He's one of the best villains ever. He's like not threatening and completely threatening at the same time.
Maria says anxious for me equals sweating. Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see like how everyone reacts to the same feeling, like what your body does.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm overthinking, I kind of am like frozen and like paralyzed in the fact that I have like I'm overthinking things. Like I can't do anything. I'm kind of just like frozen in fear.
Yeah, it's the most inconvenient thing ever. And the worst part about overthinking is most of the time it doesn't even affect anything. Like it doesn't even change the outcome of the situation.
Oh my God, yeah.
Unnecessary stress.
Jordan's looks like Dexter's cousin on espresso.
That's the best. Dexter's cousin. What would his cousin's name be? I don't know.
Like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
That's what I assumed it was. I don't watch the other show, Dexter, the one about, I guess he's a serial killer or something. Yeah, I've never seen that show. You know, I'd be anxious too if I had feet this big. So.
Ripple is saying, oh my God, did any of you guys see the mess that was the Powerpuff Girls live action reboot? Yes. Did you also hear that they've canceled the reboot and they're rewriting it and they're going to eventually make it, but they got so much like they got so much hate for it apparently from just like the photos that leaked that they're like redoing it.
I heard about that, and yeah, that's unfortunate. But it's one of those things that I don't think anyone really asked for at the same time. You know, like I've never been like, you know what the world needs right now? A live action Powerpuff Girls. You know, like that's just not something I think about.
Yeah. Yeah, I think let a good thing, you know, but who knows? Maybe they're going to rewrite it and it'll be really cool. I don't know. There are a lot of reboots happening right now. Like I know there's like an iCarly reboot that's coming out and like.
Yeah. That was trippy. They cussed in that one. I was like, what?
I know, it's like for adults.
Like, oh my goodness, you know? And I mean, obviously everyone in the show is at least 30 or something, but it's like, wow, like, something doesn't feel right at the same time.
Yeah, I like grew up watching that show, so it'll definitely be interesting to kind of see. Ariel is saying, I like those big eyes on the overthinker. I'm also an overthinker. Yeah, I think like when I'm overthinking, I'm very like deer in headlights, kind of frozen. and I feel my head just pulsing with thought and feelings. And I feel my eyes just like wanting to bulge out of my head, and I kind of want to rip my eyes out of my head.
I overthink. I just want to sit down and go to bed.
Yeah, literally. I take naps. Shame, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, is saying Jordan's looks like it would be a character from Ed, Edd n Eddy. I love that show.
My mom wouldn't let me watch that as a kid.
Oh, really? I mean, I can understand that it is like 90s Cartoon Network shows are sometimes a little like.
Yeah, well, I think it had a lot to do with just how I would imitate things I saw very often. So I don't think she wanted me imitating like eating a bunch of Jawbreaker.
Entire Jawbreaker and literally breaking your jaw.
Yeah, like did I ever tell you the story about how I ran over someone on a snowboard?
No.
Really? Oh, okay. So you ever watch an extremely goofy movie as a kid?
No.
Do you know what a goofy movie is?
Yeah, like Goofy the dog.
Yeah, exactly. So the sequel, Max, he was really into like the X Games, like skateboarding, snowboarding, and all this crazy stuff, right? And so I went to the snow for the first time when I was 5, and I saw this guy on the slopes, and I was going down by myself, and I was like, "Hey, what if you jumped him like Max does in the in the movie? Like, wouldn't that be awesome?" And I like practiced on the way down, and I totally hit him. I ran into him, and yeah, and I was reprimanded for it, but I didn't understand like why it didn't work because I practiced and everything. So I was more confused than anything.
That is so funny. You sound like a chaotic child.
Might have been. I'd have to ask around a little bit more.
Bring your mom on the stream.
I'm sure she would love it.
I think that would be really funny for all of us to have our parents come on a stream one day and just tell everyone the real
deal. That'd be fun. Starving Artist Collective says, "Oh my goodness, Deepti's Overthinker is so sweet."
Yeah.
You know what he reminds me of, actually? The little boy in The Matrix who says there is no spoon.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like he's just sitting there like, I know everything. We should make a sequel based on that little kid.
I'm getting Rugrats vibes from Deepti's drawing. Yeah, I can totally see that. Rugrats for sure. I mean, these are all the shows that I grew up watching, so they definitely influence my work.
Rugrats is the best. You know they're making a reboot of that one too.
Yeah, I do know that. Rugrats kind of scared me, honestly.
Really? Why did it scare you?
I don't know. Like Angelica or whatever her name was. She was so mean.
Yeah, she was pretty mean.
But I really liked her little doll Cynthia or whatever, and she had that like a song that was like, Cynthia, she's a really cool dancer. Why am I always singing on Art Prof streams? I hate doing it, and then I always somehow end up singing.
You know what I like about Rugrats is the baby talk, how funny it is to me. Like instead of saying normal, they'll say Norman, and I'll be like, everything's back to Norman, and just stuff like that. I love that stuff. Purple of Aqua says, do you guys have color palettes connected to your words? I love color theory and would be interested to know what colors you associate with. No, I don't think so.
I definitely, I mean, I'm using this blue just because I like it. It's like contrasty and shows up well on the screen, but that's interesting because I do feel like a lot of times I do think of a color when I think of a word. Like anxiety really feels like red and orange to me.
Yeah, I tend to think about that stuff afterwards, personally. I just like to get the drawing out of the way, and then I can always change the color later. So,
yeah. Going back to the whole Procreate versus Photoshop thing, do you think one is easier when it comes to that kind of like quick digital manipulation, or no?
Procreate.
Is
Definitely
easier.
Procreate. Yeah, because there's all the gestures and stuff. And I mean, some Cintiqs have the touch screen available, but I don't. As far as I know, the gestures. Well, I guess there are gestures for like zooming and stuff, but it's not to the same level as Procreate, because of the nature of the iPad.
Blue is saying, I love seeing the way Jordan just playfully sketches and then goes on another layer and refines it.
Yeah, I find that really helpful for me because, you know, I tend to think like the first layer is just getting the idea out there, and then the second layer is just it just clean up. And I tend to do the same thing when I'm working on paper. So this is like just the digital version of it. Do you do that, Deepti? Or you just go for it?
I kind of just go for it. But I'm also not like a character designer, you know, like I think also because I'm an animator, you have to be very patient, but in some ways you also just have to go for it and just do things because you don't have a lot of time and you're trying to accomplish a lot. So sometimes I know that if I spent a lot of time, I wouldn't be able to be an effective animator. So yeah.
That's fair. I actually strive to be like that, where I can just draw with one line and go for it. But as of right now, I don't think I'm there just yet.
I mean, it kind of depends though. Like, I feel like as a character designer and the kind of animation sometimes that you do, you don't need to work as fast. Whereas like for me, most of the work I do is like a 1 day turnaround and I like don't have time to like think and redraw. I just have to be like, okay.
Oh, I didn't know you have 1 day turnarounds. That would make. Yeah, I wouldn't use under drawings either.
Yeah. Tor is saying, I like how Deepti just commits to a drawing and goes for it. It looks great. Oh, thank you. Yep, I think a lot of times you just got to commit. And even when you hate it, you just have to be like, I'm committing. And most of the time it turns out to be something that I hate a little bit less than I thought I would. So
I like the honesty in that.
yeah, I think I still hate it sometimes. Ayana is saying the touchscreen on the Cintiq compared to the iPad isn't even comparable. It's a lot more snappy and smooth. I personally agree. I think the Cintiq just physically feels a lot nicer than the iPad, and it kind of reminds me of drawing on paper. Like the texture of it, I like better.
Yeah, when I got the iPad, I had to get a screen protector. So because my hand kept slipping, it was really glossy, and I actually started getting some issues with my wrist, and so I had to get it really quickly, like within a week or two.
Mm.
Still a great drawing habit. So, there's pros and cons to both. Just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, and I mean, if you have one or the other, that's like so nice and lucky, anyways. So. I want to give this character, like, if you know Cynthia from the Rugrats, the little song that I was singing, and the doll, she has a really funky hair because Angelica's like pulled out and redone Cynthia's hair.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this character a little bit of Cynthia-inspired hair.
I think we both had the same thought because I was thinking about Anxious, and I was like, I want to make his head look like it just got like electrocuted or something. So it's like lightning bolts and everything.
It looks like, who's the redhead in Rugrats? It looks like his hair.
Oh, Chucky. Chucky.
Yeah. Kessim is saying, iPad is slippery. I've never used a Cintiq and don't have a good computer to attempt even getting one. I agree. The iPad is slippery. It feels kind of like you're drawing on glass, so it could be slippery. The Cintiq, do you need a hefty computer? I've used it with my laptop and it's been fine, actually.
No, you don't need a crazy computer to do it. I mean, if it's older, like if it's like more than 10 years old, then that might be a problem. But I used a MacBook Air that was from 2015 and it worked fine. All you need is the right adapters, and if you work on a big file, it might be slow. So you want to make sure you have some good enough RAM. But that's really the only issue you might run into. Maya is saying, what screen protector do you recommend for the iPad? Let me see. I actually Where's the thing? Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay, so I have this brand called Tech Armor. I got it off of Amazon for, I don't know, it's pretty cheap, but it comes with 2 or 3 in here, and yeah, it gives a little bit of a texture to it that makes it feel a little bit more like the Cintiq screen. So that's what I recommend. Ooh. What about the pen on the Cintiq versus Apple Pencil?
I honestly prefer the Cintiq pen over the Apple Pencil. I just feel like it's a bit thicker, like it's a bit fatter, which I like. It feels better in my hand. And oh, your little anxious guy is so cute. He's so anxious. I feel like both of our people just need hugs. Just need a hug and like a pat on the back.
That's gonna be part 2 of the stream. We're just together.
What are your thoughts, Jordan, about the pencil?
I think it depends on how I feel, honestly, because the Apple Pencil, at least the version I have, I think they updated it. It's super slick. I had the first version, and so my hands would constantly slip, and I would need like a case around it. The thing I like about the Apple Pencil is the sensitivity to touch, and also how you can tilt it, and it works just fine. But with the Cintiq pen, I like Deepti said, the thickness of it. It feels more comfortable to use, and it somehow feels more precise in a way. I don't really know how to explain it, but
well, the tip on the Cintiq is very thin, so it feels a little bit more precise, whereas the tip on the Apple Pencil doesn't really get super thin, as you can see. Although it is very effective, the Apple Pencil.
I wonder. I need to make the pupils bigger. Let me see what happens. Look at this. Yeah, that's more anxious. There we go. Give him some big old pupils. I'll do it. All right. Okay, I think this guy is good to go. I think I should move on to the next prompt. Sketchbook prompt 2, create a drawing inspired by the most recent text message you received. Okay, so we sent our drawings or texts earlier, and mine is, let me know if you need anything else from me. I don't know what to do with that, but we're gonna see what we got.
I'm gonna just add a little bit more hair on my Overthinker, and then I'm gonna move on to that one too. All right, Overthinker, I'm leaving you to continue to overthink. All right, my text message. Let's have that pulled up. The last text message I have is, yes, baby, love you. Which for context is not romantic. My friend who just calls me baby as like a sweet thing arrived in New York today, and I wanted to make sure that he got here safe. So I asked him if he was safe. And he said, yes, baby, love you. But a platonic yes, baby, love you. But I don't know what to do. Jordan, where the heck do you start with a text message?
I'm trying to figure it out too. For yours, I just picture Barry White in my head, like, yes, baby, I love you. You know, that super deep voice, you know. Let me know if you need anything else. I don't know. All I can think of is like a gesture, like let me know if you need anything, like a secretary or something, you know.
Yeah, I'm also curious to try and explore these not as characters, you know, because they don't have to be a character. I'm like, what is yes, baby, I love you, yes, baby, love you? What kind of environment is that? It's like a sweet kind of like.
I feel like mine always needs to be a character. I default to character anyway, but I'm really trying to think because it's so personal. It's like, Slightly says, the latest text message I received is the apartment office will be closed for an hour tomorrow afternoon.
That's interesting too. Honestly, that has some imagery to it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes, baby. My Hika is saying, oh no, my last message was math tests be like, David has 3 oranges. He gave 1 to his mom. Calculate the speed of light. Oh my gosh, that's too real.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the secretary thing.
Yes, baby, love you. Oh my gosh, yes, baby. But you know, yes, baby, love you could also sound like something that my like mom would send me. You know?
That's true. Mom would totally say that.
Deepti sounds like the title for a rom-com or something. Yeah. I feel like I want to create an environment based around yes, baby, love you, like, or a space.
Do you want it to not be a romantic space? Or are you trying to stay away from that? Because I have an idea.
No, it could be like a honeymoon suite or something.
Yeah, I was thinking like a bed with like chocolates and roses and stuff and candles.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was thinking like a heart-shaped bed. Why not? Let's just start with that. I feel like I just have to get started, you know?
One time I was watching MTV Cribs, and it was Shaquille O'Neal's house, and it was in the bed was a big like donut shape, a big round shape, and it had the S logo for Superman on it, and that was just his comforter.
Wait, his bed was a donut? There was a hole in the middle of it?
No, I meant like round, circular. I meant.
Oh, I was like, first of all, Shaq is so huge. Like, he needs all the space that he can get on a bed, and to put a hole in the middle of it, like that seems like torture that he inflicted on himself.
Yeah, that was bad communication on my part.
That was on Cribs, you said?
Yeah, MTV Cribs. I don't know how old the episode is. He probably doesn't live in that house anymore because he's moved to all these places. But anyway, Emily says, "Yes, baby, love you" is something so deep and meaningful. I have probably only said it to my cat.
I just have friends who talk to me like that.
The freedom.
X says, oh gosh, quote, I got a bikini. What was I thinking? Time to pray to the bikini lords. These are fun ones.
That's a good one. Why can't mine be like that?
Bikini lord? I want to draw the bikini lord. That's what I want to do.
Who's the person you're talking to that even comes up with the phrase bikini lord? That's pretty dope. Maria Kilson says, imagine a scene of a horror movie called Yes, Baby, Love You.
That's kind of cool.
I think you got to take that one deep. I know you just started, but considering how you like to draw monsters.
Yes. Yeah, because it could even be like a scary mom. You know, like I'm thinking like Rosemary's Baby-esque. Okay, I'm aborting this mission, and I want to make the horror. Yes, baby, love you. Okay. Maybe I'll make like a movie poster. Kessim is saying, my most recent text, your career is about to arrive. Like a seamless delivery.
Oh. I thought you said career before I read it. I was like, wait, what?
Or how do you pronounce that word?
Courier, I think. Courier. But I think just the way I heard it. Kessim says, my most recent text is, oh, it's the same one. I thought you're playing tricks on me. Or I'm just not paying attention. One or the other. I'll blame it on myself. You're drawing.
Ariel is saying, my last text was a list of Indonesian cuisine, and I will not draw that tonight lest I become very hungry. Understandable. I feel like it's okay to maybe not use your very most recent one. Maybe you could filter it a little bit and use.
Yeah, actually, even we had to do that because the last text we both got was from Clara saying, "The stream is starting soon. Let's get set up."
Yeah, we cheated a little bit.
I'm gonna give this guy like a stack of work. I think that's what it is. She's saying, "Let me know if you need anything else." It's like, oh my gosh, why? No, I got something better. Arch back.
Yes, baby, love you. A woman or a man licking a carving knife? What does that mean? That sounds really scary, but I don't understand what that means.
I think it means exactly what it says, like licking a knife, like yeah.
Like in a scary way. Oh my gosh.
A scary, more sensual way. Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking now, like maybe the baby is the evil person in this movie, where like the baby is constantly like demanding things from this mom.
That could be creepy.
Have you ever seen the Babadook? Kind of like that, where the mom like is driving herself insane because the kid is just kind of like a lot.
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah.
And no, I don't watch horror movies. The only horror movie I could kind of tolerate are the more psychological ones, but even then, it's very rare. Like I've watched The Shining, but yeah, horror movies are not my jam.
Mahika is saying, am I the only one who has sweaty palms or hands when they draw? I have a hard time dealing with them. I have super sweaty palms. You can't see, but I get super clammy when I draw. Also, I just have this light on me during the streams that makes me kind of warm.
That's what I wear these gloves for. Right now, I'm okay. My hands aren't sweaty, but sometimes when I wear them, that's the reason why.
Yes, Baby Love You also sounds like an Ariana Grande song.
You know, I can't name a single song by her, but I can already tell that's accurate. Ripple of Aqua says, have either of you guys seen the recent Conjuring movie? I hear that's really good, but I'm too afraid of watching it. I don't even know what you're talking about, so nah, I don't know.
You know, the Conjuring ones I stayed away from because both Jordan and I went to college in Rhode Island, and apparently sorry, I said it in the way what a little kid says apparently. The house that the real thing is based off of, I think, is The Conjuring. I'm pretty sure it's this movie, is based in Rhode Island, and like people that I went to school with was like, go drive there and go look at the house, and I was like, I don't need a demon attaching itself to me. You know, I have enough things trying to ruin my life.
Yeah,
I don't need a demon.
Yeah, I'd be okay on that too. I do remember one time The Purge was filming one of its sequels in Rhode Island, and I was walking by the Illustration building, and I look in the alleyway and I see a guillotine with a fake head. I'm like, oh my gosh! Wait, they're filming the movie. They're filming the movie.
I remember seeing that too.
Yeah, that was they should have warned people about that. Anyway, Blue Wolf
it was literally on our campus.
Yeah, it like in the alleyway between our classroom buildings. So yeah, Blue Wolf says, "Oh, that's the mouth. I thought the mouth was actually the body or a onesie."
Regarding mine?
I believe so.
Huh. Yeah, no, this is the mouth. Honestly, I mean, one cool thing about sketchbook prompts is like you just can use the prompt as like a starting off point. I'm just kind of interested in seeing where this random character now goes. I'm not worrying too much about the yes, baby, love you anymore, which I hope is okay, but kind of intrigued by this strange character and its windy little neck.
Ariel says that's a heck of a stack of paper. It is. So I don't think he'll be needing anything else from her. Yeah. A really tough prompt, by the way, to figure something out for. Everyone I'm drawing today looks anxious. What's up with that?
Me too. I think it's because I'm feeling a little off and anxious today.
Yeah, same here. Jordan, maybe this stack of paper represents all the drawings you've done on copy paper in your lifetime. Yeah, probably. It's probably the stack of paper I've drawn is probably about a third of this, realistically, at least. Maybe or a half. Sorry, guys, looking for references. Skim some classes. Why not? Carving Artist Collective says, "Love Deepti's whimsical approach to these prompts. Very inventive." I agree.
Whimsical. I like that. Makes me sound like a Disney princess.
It sounds like what?
Makes me sound like a Disney princess. Whimsical.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. Ariel says, "I bow to your greatness, Jordan and Deepti. Amazing work." Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, we bow to your greatness. Right back at you.
I guess he's gonna be wearing suits. Collar. I like drawing suits because it's like one of the easiest articles of clothing to draw for me.
Really? What do you mean by that? Or like why do you say that?
Like just the shape of the collar and everything is just like triangle, and oh, I can't really see that, you know. And then if you're talking about a tie, basically it. And so I don't know, just the way I read the shapes is really, really simple. Actually, the trickiest part is getting the cuffs on the pants to wrap over the shoe. That's the part that I'm most challenged with when it comes to that. It's weird.
Ripple of Aqua is saying, "I'm so happy for these videos, you guys. All of your art prof have helped me fill out my sketchbook so much." I'm so happy to hear that. That's super exciting. And we're really happy to hear that you're filling out your sketchbook and creating with us. I love that. That makes me happy.
Those are honestly the types of comments that really encourage me, because the whole reason this channel exists is to get everyone encouraged to draw. So the fact that you're or draw and paint and create art and stuff. So yeah, keep it up. We love those things.
We have t-shirts on our site that are like literally say, "Just draw."
Yeah. Jordan, how do you pick what colors you sketch in? Is it random or is there a relationship between the colors you choose? It's random, actually. I just tend to pick opposites, So the first layer was blue. Now I'm going to do it in a reddish brown, or I do it vice versa sometimes. And sometimes I usually just only work in black when I know it's the final line. Um, yeah, it just helps me. Out the paper stacked up against his chin.
Ayan says her work feels very otherworldly to me. Deepti. That's funny. I am an alien, actually, so that makes sense.
Why didn't you tell us sooner?
You didn't know?
Nah, you just threw it out so casual too.
Oh, I thought you knew. I thought you knew I'm from Mars.
Nah.
Yeah, I was born there. I'm a citizen of Mars, actually. Dual citizen, Mars and the US.
So specific. Nice. Awesome.
Starving Artist Collective says, Deepti, can these little drawings be finished off and made into stickers? Can see this character decorating my sketchbook covers and mail to friends. Definitely, I would love that. Maybe I will look into finishing these off and making them into stickers. I mean, if people want stickers, I'll make you stickers. Let me know.
For a split second, I thought you were about to burst into song.
Don't tempt me. You know how much I love to sing.
Yeah.
Not.
Maria says those curves in the pile of papers are so satisfying. Yeah. I enjoy that too. Because at first I wanted to just one tall stack, but I was like, that feels boring somehow. So let's switch it up. I'm glad you feel the
even the way the chin is like resting on part of this, like it's so good.
Thanks. I'm not sure all these pieces of paper are the same size though, in terms of width, but whatever. Evan Angelic says, please send us your alien home movies. We need more footage from Mars. You got your homework cut out for you. You got stickers and home footage.
Oh my goodness. I have to ask my parents. My parents still live on Mars, actually, so I have to do a long distance call and I'll ask them for it. Charisma is saying that paper stack is giving me anxiety. Agree. I feel like it's just going to tip any moment. So precarious.
You know what? We'll just put our little guy here. Oh my gosh, the paper. He's freaking out.
I love that.
You know what? We can have them all in the same image. Why not? Even though they're totally different styles and all that. But.
Art Prof is saying, oh my God, that's a great combo. Prompts really are just a place to start and then they can take a life of their own. Yeah, definitely. When you're working in a sketchbook, a prompt is just to get you going. I love your little anxious guy next to this. They feel like two characters of a show, like like a little sidekick character.
Yeah. Maybe I'll refine him. He looks fun. Although I think Chucky's the only like anxious character I've seen. It's probably why I drew like the hair like that. It's not an anxious cartoon character. Oh, Courage. Courage the Cowardly Dog. I guess that would work. Charisma says, Deepti's drawing reminds me of something from Courage the Cowardly Dog. I swear I didn't read that comic before I said that.
Yeah, it does kind of have vibes of that awful owner of Courage who's always like, stupid dog.
What was his name?
You know what I'm talking about? The
Eustace.
grandpa.
Eustace. Yeah, Eustace and Muriel. I think those are their names.
Ugh, that show is so scary. I cannot believe it's a children's show. That show is so scary.
I love that stuff. That was so fun to me.
It doesn't scare you though? Courage is so scary to me.
There were a couple times where it was like weird and creepy. Like there was I don't know what character it was, but it had a very strange like effect, and it was like watery or something. That was creepy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like a fishy character.
Yeah, he was just weird, and so that creeped me out. But the show itself did. Yeah.
But it freaked me out. It was like they were so mean to Courage.
No, just Eustace. Just Eustace was. Are you talking about the main cast or just everybody in general? Actually.
I mean, yeah, the grandma was nice.
Yeah.
But didn't she get like possessed sometimes? Ugh, that show. I mean, yeah, see, Kaspa is saying that show freaked me out as a kid. That show freaks me out as an adult. I mean, it's a great show. I would probably force my children to watch that show just for educational purposes. And to toughen them up a little bit, but
oh, I see.
It's a scary show.
I'm trying to think of a show that I watched as a kid that actually did scare me. No. I probably avoided them, so that's probably why I don't remember them as much. I was like, nope. Some people thought Invader Zim was kind of scary.
Oh, really? I love that little thing in Invader Zim, his little friend, the little cute one, you know, the little alien. I thought he was so cute.
Oh,
Ripple of Aqua saying something that I missed from the old style of those kind of shows was the fact that the backgrounds and characters were made of so many different techniques and textures. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many, like, it's all hand done too, which is just incredible, in my opinion.
Yeah. You know what I found one time? Someone was painting the original backgrounds for Samurai Jack, and all in watercolor, and you could see the process there. There's like 3 of them on YouTube, and they're amazing. So
you can, I mean, they cost a lot of money, but you can actually buy some of those, like the SpongeBob ones and stuff. You can buy.
It's so epic.
So cool.
Yeah, because everything's digital now. You can't really print it the same way unless it's like NFT or something. But, yeah.
Stupid dog.
I was like the when he put on that giant mask and he's like, oh,
Yeah, see, I could not. That would scare me so bad.
You know what else? I didn't understand the irony of his name being Courage until like years later. You know, you're like, Courage, the Cowardly Dog, get it? And I totally didn't catch that as a kid. I don't know why, but
I was gonna say, I was like, it's pretty right there in your face.
I just never thought about it. But you know what I liked about his design though? Courage has a giant hole in one of his teeth whenever he's like scared and he shows them all. I always thought that was just a fun detail.
Yeah, I love the holes in his teeth. His big old eyes, and he's always like shivering.
Yeah. What type of dog do you think he was? Because the only dogs I see shiver like that are Chihuahuas.
I thought he was kind of like a beagle. Like he kind of had a beagle-y body, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he was a Chihuahua, but I've never seen any other dog shiver like him. A poor guy.
Sometimes I see dogs on the subway who are like scared and they're shivering, and it makes me really sad. Dogs in New York are kind of or like New York City are kind of a sad thing sometimes to see in general.
Really? Why?
Or like in Manhattan, there's like not a lot of space for them, you know? Like big dogs that live in a tiny little studio apartment in Manhattan. Sometimes I'm like, I wish you could be free.
Yeah, that was
fun.
That is true. That makes sense. Now I want to go watch those old shows again. So much fun.
Ripple of Aqua says Google confirmed Kurt is a beagle. Look at me knowing my dogs.
Nice. He's pink.
He's a pink beagle. A
Awesome.
rare sort of beagle.
You know what I also liked about that show was the announcer. He was always so optimistic about the terrible things happening everywhere.
Honestly, that show is a great example of setting, because that also gave me anxiety. I mean, they're in the middle of nowhere in this tiny little rickety house, and it's so scary and lonely.
Yeah.
Of course, all these awful things are going to happen to you if you choose to live there.
Yeah, that's like the alien abduction type of place right there.
Yeah. Oh man, now I want to watch that show again.
Right? Does anyone know where to watch it online? Is it on like HBO Max or something? I don't know.
I'm sure it's on some of the streaming.
Yeah.
Next time you're in New York, Jordan, we'll have a Courage the Cowardly Dog sleepover.
Oh my gosh. Let's do it. So
I say sleepover because I'm like, I'm going to need someone in my house afterwards to make sure I don't have like nightmares.
Oh, so I'm more protected. I got it.
I'm going to need to know that if I have like a panic attack at 2 a.m., I'll have someone there to bring me water.
I'm like night watch. I'm sit there in the chair with a flashlight and a bat.
Honestly, that might scare me if I wake up and I just see you there like with the flashlight.
Well, you would know that.
But still, if I'm like mid REM cycle and I roll over and I just see in the corner of my room like watching me, I think my brain might not compute that it's you, and I'd be like, ah!
You probably look like this guy.
Yeah, literally. Or like my dude, actually. That's kind of what I look like at 2 a.m.
That would actually be pretty funny to see. That's coming after. Let's give it a watch. Let's see. Accessories. Neftali Albert says, in my speech pathology classes, we watched Pinky and the Brain. Oh, that show! Deepti, can you sing the theme song?
No. Good show, though. Really good character design. The Brain. They're both so cute, but kind of like weird.
I always loved that show. I also, especially when they put it on Nickelodeon, they always have the logo hidden somewhere on the thing. I always liked it. That was so much fun.
I'll sing the Pinky and the Brain theme song when we hit 200K subscribers on YouTube.
You heard it here, folks. All right, hold Deepti to that. 200K.
200K, and I'll do Pinky and the Brain. I'll dress up as the Brain and I'll sing.
Oh, wow, you just upped the ante on that.
No, that's okay. 500K, I'll dress up as the Brain.
But you're still going to sing at 200, though,
200K, I'll sing it. 500K, I'll sing it again.
Okay.
Dressed up as the Brain. Or I'll sing another theme song dressed up as, something.
Okay. I hope you guys are writing that down.
At the end of the day, I am an actor.
Yeah. Oh, the others don't know this. So I was in bed the other day. I was watching one of my shows on the CW app, and who do I see in the commercial, in the ad? It's Deepti. She's eating Butterfingers. I was like, what the heck? It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm seeing Deepti. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Just me chomping away at a Butterfinger. It's playing on JetBlue flights right now, so if anyone is flying JetBlue, keep an eye out for my face. I'll be up there in the sky with you, chomping away at some Butterfinger. Two of my friends recently saw it on a JetBlue. Yes, baby, love you. I love how the routes that these have taken. What was your text message again? It was.
Well, can we pull it up again? Let me know if you need anything else from me.
Let me know if you need. Yeah, it's so funny to see. Like, you've created a whole like world, honestly, with all of yours. Like, they're so well rounded, which I think is really, really cool. And mine really just has nothing to do with yes, baby, love you. But this is what came out of my brain when I thought of that.
No, I love that. It's so different from what I expected. It's just the best. I love that.
Classic Deepti in a sketchbook. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like a video, and leave a comment so the YouTube gods give us their seal of approval. After this, please join Jordan and I on our Discord channel. We will be in the live stream stage channel where we'll be chatting with you guys. You guys can talk to us on The Voice. And huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. We could not be doing any of this without you guys, and we are so grateful to you guys for supporting us. And we have a third slide now with one name on it. You could be the second name on it if you choose to be. I'm excited to see who else will be coming onto that third slide. Thank you for drawing along with us. We hope you guys have filled up some of your sketchbook pages, and we'll see you in the Discord or next time. Bye, everyone.